Live from Music City, Nashville, Tennessee, this is your motivational, sensational, inspirational, educational, keenly awaited, highly anticipated edition of your Wednesday Real Life Stock Review. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from around the world, how you doing? Absolutely, hope you're doing fantastic. It is Wednesday. In fact, it is the 26th of April, 2017. So the SPY got a little bit of an upper shadow so far, about 5 minutes left until the close of the day. Looking at things, keep an eye on them, trying to figure out what's going on. But really, it makes total sense where we are in the SPY, right? Here's your resistance level. This is the previous all-time high kind of area. And nice little double bottom. Huge move. Last few days have been incredible. Really and honestly, the last 3 days of this month have pretty much made my 2017 thus far. It's been a really, really fantastic last few days. We're going to talk a bit more about that. But for the SPY, for those looking at trading it, bottom line, I'm watching for a retest of this neckline area, kind of a pullback to some of these moving averages, and then a bounce. That's just what I'm looking for. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but I've got my eyes out on it. Some of the indices that did make new all-time highs, I talked about, and I've been talking about for the last few days and weeks. During the stock reviews, I mentioned that we would continue to make all-time highs. The Dow and the SPY have not, at least not yet. But the Qs, the NASDAQ, this is the ETF that tracks the NASDAQ. NASDAQ, new all-time high. And the Russell, the Wynn, we have a new all-time high today and yesterday. So 2 of the 4 major indices making new all-time highs. We're still going up. A lot of retest gaps out there. So I'm just looking for some pullbacks and some bounce out there in the market. So many things to cover today, I almost don't even know where to start. One thing really quickly, as just a little bit of an update. So for those of you who do watch my stock reviews and just other videos on YouTube, there's a really cool little feature. There's actually 2 cool little features. Right here, there'll be a subscribe button. You can click on that. But if a lot of traders say that I talk either too fast or too slow. So if you want to speed me up or slow me down, you can click on this cogwheel right here, and you can go to speed, and you can slow me down or speed me up, whichever you need, right? So totally up to you. If you want to speed me up, make me go faster, click on that 2 button, and it'll even increase a little bit quicker. All right, so here's the IWM new all-time highs, doing good, making it happen. Let's go look at some individual stocks, and we're going to figure out what's going to happen from here. Man, what a last few days. Good night. Berkshire Hathaway's, the B-class shares. Just looking at this one from my good buddy Matt. Matt in the building, part of Team Matt Nashville, getting over 20R for the month of April. Go Matt. So Matt got himself, he got put some stock on Berkshire Hathaway's on that day, and he's already up cleanly and nicely as of today. I don't think he's going to get out of that position anytime soon. So Matt, congratulations, Berkshire position looking nice. Baidu going to be one to slightly keep your eyes on. So here's ticker symbol BIDU, and Baidu earnings right around the corner. So notice we've been watching Baidu for a while in this ginormous triangle pattern. It's still here, it's still cooking, it's still trading around, doing its thing, hanging out, making magic happen, and that's pretty much about it. So the cool part about this is if we do, in fact, gap or bounce or get a good move out of here on Baidu, and this is kind of the resistance level. I know a lot of people are watching Baidu. So if you are one of those, I can't trade Baidu to save my life. But if it gaps above this resistance, I would imagine it would be pretty bullish. If it gaps down below this 172 price range, I'd look to play it bullish as well off of that support. Notice, got a trader requesting RLGT. So this particular stock on RLTG, this is Radiant Logistics. Earnings, got about a month away on Radiant. I don't know anything about the stock, so I'm going to look at it on a weekly chart. So weekly chart, we've already made a big move. You'll notice there was a resistance price right about there. It acted as resistance there, and we did close above that resistance last week. Pretty nice candle too. So my thought on that process would be look for a pullback into that resistance. So here's your resistance. Just look for a little bit of a buying opportunity on RLGT. Let me come in here to the daily chart with these exponential moving averages. Yeah, it looks good. It's a nice pennant pattern. You have a nice gap action on the 19th of April. Nice bullish gap and go. Also gapping out of a pennant, so I can draw those 2 for you there. Here's pennant number 1. Here's pennant number 2. I'm not saying we're going to pull back, but right here about 570. If you're looking at playing it, I like a buy the dip type of move on RLGT. But of course, if it keeps trading sideways and then breaks out higher, let it ride. Here's Wynn, ticker symbol WYNN, and this was the weekly options newsletter trade that we had. There were some traders who did in fact hold this position over earnings. So if you did, congratulations. Again, this was a setup that we had on the weekly options newsletter. I did not. Most traders got out yesterday for a nice little gain on Wynn. So congrats. But for those awesome people who did hold over earnings, well done. Well played. My next target on Wynn, probably 131.23. Very nice retest gap today. You'd probably be shocked to know that it did retest very nicely. In fact, here's the 5-minute chart. First 5-minute candle was a bearish candle. That is the retest, right? And then it broke out of that high, retested the high of the day, and then again bounced. So that was your other retest. Or if you played the bounce off the 10, there it was right there. I was looking at Wynn early this morning for a day trade, and the bid-ask spreads were just a little too wide for the weekly option, so I didn't play Wynn at all today as a day trade. But it was a beautiful gap. It's a nice retest gap. The trend is strong. If you were in on the weekly options newsletter, or if you played Wynn in some other form or fashion, congrats for making some profitable trades. Chipotle, ticker symbol CMG. Chipotle, we're looking to see if it was going to gap today above the high of this candle. It did not, but it did trade to a target. Shout out to Matthew, who said he made a small fortune trading Chipotle recently. Here is your long-term moving averages on CMG on the weekly chart. We traded right to it. So realistically for me, I do love the move that Chipotle had. You'll notice and remember that this is one of my stocks that has hit the 2017 target. But as of right now, I love the volume, big upper shadow. I don't have any bullish position on it yet. I'm just going to be waiting on CMG to see how it interacts with that 100 symbol on a weekly, but overall a little bit more bullish than bearish. Yes, something I've been keeping an eye on. A few other trades. Monday, I sent out an email and talked about Google making a new all-time high, and I talked about my analysis on Google of being a beautiful bullish gap and go on Monday. Congrats for the select few traders who got a chance to snag that move right there for a quick day trade on Google. That was Tuesday, and it made a good little pop the very next day after our review. And yeah, some traders got a chance to snag that one. So here's the 5-minute chart on Google, aka Alphabet, and right, it was a white candle gapping up, so it was a retest gap, right? And if I pull up the exponential moving averages, you'll notice it retested on 2 occasions, one right there and one right there. Some really good setups on Google, some good day trading opportunities. So for those who got a chance to snag that, well done and congratulations. Seagate Technology, good Googa-mooga. This was a beautiful gap down, and I missed it twice today. Perfect gap and go in every way, every facet. I loved it. Good night. Some people got trapped today. So many good gaps. Earnings season certainly here. Here's the 5-minute chart on Seagate, and the trade I won this morning, obviously, 5-minute hammer candle. I mean, you guys know that is just easy squeezy lemon peasy. That was the setup right there. Classic 5-minute hammer candle on the 5-minute chart with a perfect gap and go. Looked as short, got skipped over right there. And then in the afternoon, looked to play a bearish trade right about there, which would have netted only about an R or so. Would have been amazing, but missed that one just by minutes on Seagate. Anyway, fantastic day trade. Speaking of, I've been getting some emails about this, and I'd love to know what you guys think. I'm sure the answer is going to be a resounding yes, but I'd still like to know if there's any interest in it. Boop, you'll notice right there on the top right-hand side of your screen, there's going to be a poll, or if you want to mention in the comment section below, let me know if you have any interest in me reteaching the real-life trading, day trading program. I haven't retaught that live in a while. It will be free. I know you're probably thinking there's no way he's going to teach that for free. I've heard that before. So the day trading program, if you want me to reteach it, let me know. I'm thinking about doing it the next few upcoming weeks if that's something you guys are interested in. So just say yes in the comment section below, or vote on the poll, yes, or email me if you're interested. And if there's enough people, we'll make magic happen. So anyway, I'll be reteaching that hopefully in the next few weeks if you guys want me to. A few other trades to look at. Let's go look at 3 or 4. IBM. Here's IBM. Keep your eyes on IBM. Still a beautiful little pennant pattern. Hasn't broken out. Looks really good and looks pretty. CREE was a phenomenal day trade opportunity today. I mean, really just mind-bogglingly beautiful. Black candle, gap down, right? So it was a retest gap. Notice it traded right to this support back in November and then bounced beautifully well. So if you hop in here to a 5-minute chart on CREE, Another just beautiful high wave 5-minute candle. Then you got the next candle is an inside day candle, entry, stop, 2 R's, flawless, bounce off of the support as well. You got a 1 white soldier candle here, a 1 white soldier candle here, good volume coming in. So if you played a bullish or bearish on CREE, good for you. Twitter surprisingly had a bullish gap on earnings today, pretty fantastic if you ask me. Gapped into the 100 simple moving average on the daily chart. I had a lot of traders had the $13 May puts. Those are probably going to expire worthless. I'm going to lose an R on those, but no big deal. Nice candle. Probably going to be a decent bracket trade opportunity. Still pretty shocked that Twitter gapped up on earnings, but no big deal. If Twitter breaks the high of today and closes above there, more bullish than bearish. And if we break below and close below the low of today, more bearish than bullish on Twitter. Now, last but not least for today, oh my goodness, I want to share something with you. I'm going to brag just for a second. I don't do that very often, but I got to right now. The best trade that I've ever placed, ladies and gentlemen, at least as of recently, the best trade I've ever placed. I'm just really, really happy about this one. So I'm going to show you, kind of just walk you through what I did on this one. It wasn't the best trade by return or profit or anything like that. It was just a trade that I've been planning since February, almost week by week. So this is the winter portfolio, which again is totally free, and we post it on Real Life Trading. There's actually going to be a brand new one, the second edition of spring, right around the corner. But here was Costco. So I was following Costco in the winter portfolio, and I mentioned it was either going to break out, retest and bounce, or break down and roll over. I didn't know which one, but I was like, hey, one of these two things will likely happen. That was in the second edition. And then in the third edition, the winter portfolio, we were still tracking Costco, and I was just simply mentioning what I would think was going to happen from there. So here's the analysis on Costco. So you can kind of zoom in, click on that chart, and you'll be able to see that it had at that point broken above that resistance, and I was looking for it to pull back into old resistance, new support. Again, you can go back and kind of read all this. That's pretty much what I was saying. I was like, hey, I want this to kind of pull back and then bounce. And then after earnings came out, right? So I didn't day trade earnings bearish. I tried to, but didn't get a chance to ever make the trade. What we did on recently is here was the, I think I posted it. If I didn't post it, I know where to get it. Yes, I did. So I actually posted this for free on TradingView with kind of my thoughts of what I was looking at doing. And I'm going to get this pulled up as well. So then this was like, these are weeks by weeks progression. And again, that's why I'm just so happy about this trade. Worked out so well, and you got to kind of get an idea of what happened on it today. But this was back in, late March. So we were planning it from February, and then, February broke out above that resistance, and I mentioned it was going to retest, and then so here's kind of that retest action. And then when it was here, I posted hashtag Mr. Squiggles, what I thought Costco was going to do. And then from that analysis, right, again, that's the main goal. The reason I'm talking about this is every trader who I know makes money trading. They plan out in advance what they're going to do. If you take a trade, you look at the chart, and you immediately try to trade it, you're likely going to be losing money because you're caught up in the moment. You're caught up in the now. You're blinded by profit goggles. You're in the tractor beam of the stock market, right? So you got to plan in the future as far out as you can possibly think what you think and what you want to happen on the particular stock. So from there, from that analysis, here was our trade setup. You can see the exact same blue squiggles. I wanted to buy a 170 made call, $3 with a stop at $1. That was the setup right there, and that was kind of my expectations. Coming full circle, oh, I pressed the wrong button. Oh, man. So anticlimactic. I pressed the wrong button. Snap! All right, give me like 16 seconds. Sorry, I went home. I clicked the home button on TradingView, which I never do, so I don't even know where we're at. It's going to probably pull up someone else's charts. Oh, it did pull up my charts again. Oh, that's cool. All right, so I'm going to get Costco pulled up, and here's what happened on Costco today. So we got triggered in with that analysis about 2 or 3 days later. We came within about 45 cents from getting stopped out right here. It bounced, it trended, and we got lucky today. There's no denying that we got lucky. Luck happens, but that's why I was so excited about the trade, because I've been planning this trade that we took since right here, since early February. And it just made me really happy. So in order to celebrate that analysis, in order to celebrate that trade, there were some traders who got over 5R on that trade in about the course of 2 weeks. Again, it wasn't the best, most profitable trade of all time, but it was one of the trades I was most happy about, that I created the plan and then followed it months in advance. So I'm going to reward myself somehow. I think the reward is going to be I'm going to Germany. sometime this year. I've never been. I want to go. I'm going to go with some buddies potentially. I'll see about figuring that out, the exact details. But I'm going to go somewhere that I've never been before. I'm going to reward myself. Germany's on the list as of now. Thank you, Costco. I appreciate it. Absolutely destroyed that trade, and I'm really, really pumped. 2 other trades really quick, and I'll let you guys go. Here's Apple. Apple hanging out. Love today's candle. Oh my goodness. This is so nice because, again, got a retest gap just 2 days ago. You're at the resistance right there. You're at the support. Man, I'm hoping Apple trades sideways and then gaps up on earnings, because if that happens, it's gone with the wind. Truly. And then, speaking of wind, here is Southwest Airlines, ticker symbol LUV. Southwest Airlines reporting earnings tonight. Nothing yet happening, but as you guys know, Southwest Airlines, one of my favorite companies and favorite stocks. I don't really anticipate anything dramatically crazy happening on Southwest. Probably and more than likely we gap up into this resistance and kind of just start trading lower and create a distribution phase. But here's what I'm planning on. Big channel, right? So it doesn't mean it's going to happen, but this is what I'm looking for. If we get this resistance, I'm going to see if we roll over, right? If we trade down, again, keyword if, then at this support, I'll look to go long again. If we gap up above this resistance, Southwest is going to fly higher. Simple as that. Earnings coming up right around the corner on LUV. Got a lot of things to watch out, ladies and gentlemen. It's most certainly earnings season. If you have any questions about anything, please let me know. I'm happy to help any way I can. So many things going on. I'm almost at a loss for words. Congratulations, Blake Anderson, for getting over 16R for the month of April. Peter O'Donnell, you're crushing, my good friend. Bob, well done, getting 6R on U.S. Steel gap down today. Just so many testimonies, so many traders enriching lives, changing their lives, changing the lives of others. Folks, I love this career. I love this mission. I love this company. I love you guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. You're amazing. I'm going to see you Friday. And until then, remember, love life, live life, and trade it. Bye.